Hi there, and welcome to Faith in 5, where we believe you can build your faith in just 5 minutes. I'm your host, Reggie Wilson, and I'm back with another exciting episode. Today, we're going to go back to the Old Testament of the Bible, and we're going to look at one of God's prophets. We're going to look at Elijah. I'm going to give you a little backdrop to the story before we begin. This is in 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 2. And we're going to read from verse 2 to verse 6. That's 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 2 through 6. Great. Well, this is right now Elijah. God told Elijah to speak to the king Ahab and tell him about what he's going to do. So he does this, and this king Ahab is upset with Elijah. So God commands Elijah to go ahead and leave. So Elijah leaves. But this is what what God tells Elijah to do. This is in 1 Kings 17, verse 2. And it says, it's entitled, Elijah Fed by Ravens. In verse 2 it says, Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah. Leave here, turn eastward, and hide in the Kerith ravine, east of the Jordan. You will drink from the brook, and I have directed the ravens to supply you with food there. So he did what the Lord had told him. He went to the Kerith ravine, east of the Jordan, and stayed there. The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning, and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. This is crazy. Think about this. God tells Elijah to go to the Kerith ravine. He does what God tells him to do. And God said, listen, I already told the ravens in advance to feed you. Yeah. So ravens of the air were going to feed him. And not only that, he's going to drink from the brook. And it happened just the way God told him. But can you think, when you think about this, I want you to think clearly. Can you imagine being fed by ravens? Imagine the faith of Elijah to trust God's word in the midst of chaos. Because remember, King Ahab is mad and he was going to come after him and more than likely try to kill him. But in all of that, he still trusted God's word, did exactly what he told him. And he was fed and he drank. And it said the ravens came in the morning and in the evening to feed him. That is amazing faith. And I think about it, what did Elijah have that was special? What made him go through that transition and just trust God to that point? And then I realized something. And I want you to think about this for a moment. Today, everybody gets tattoos, or mostly everybody has a tattoo. And I think it's great artistry. I love to see those fancy tattoos on men and women. It's pretty cool. I'm even thinking about getting a tattoo. And a tattoo, when you look at it, visually, it's a great design. Some people have their wives' name, their girlfriend names. Some of them have the cross on it. It's just so many different cartoon characters and all that other great stuff made as a tattoo. And it's beautiful, right? And it helps them remind them of, the tattoo, and people can see it. It's just amazing. You see, but our mind works the same way. I think about Elijah and I thought about what worked well for Elijah. You see, Elijah tattooed God's word on his mind. Elijah tattooed his belief in his mind that his Father, his God, will get him through this challenge. You see, tattoos remind us visually on our arms or on our body or wherever we put that tattoo. But we got to tattoo God's word on our hearts and our minds. You see, Elijah, the reason why he was able to go to that ravine and trust that he would get fed was because God's word was tattooed on his mind and on his heart. So when he was told to do something that was crazy, that didn't make sense, he was able to do it. So let's remember the story of Elijah and being fed by the ravens. Well, thank you today, guys. Thank you for joining me for Faith in 5. And if you like what you heard today, please like and subscribe.